I can hear destiny calling out my name. Failure and dreams both offering, but both offering change. Surrender offers rest, but I die for peace. Don't need your protection, don't need no shield. Now watch me bleed. Now watch me bleed. Now watch me bleed. Now watch me bleed. The winds of life are blowing, it brings down like rain, but I will roar like thunder, and I would storm like hail. Rise and fall, protecting, both of a chain. But I is a ball of lightning, and embrace the pain. Embrace the pain. Embrace the pain. Now watch me feed. Now watch me feed. Now watch me feed. Now watch me feed. Not an option, I will not just survive. Freedom is near, I choose to thrive. I will live full force, never on my knees. I will smash the door if I can't find the keys. I will not back down, I will not yield. Just like William Wallace, I need no shield. I'm not the same, I am not the same. I am not the same. I am not the same. I'm different. I am not the same. I am not the same. I am not the same. I am not
the same. Ladies and gentlemen, we are live and welcome to another night of the Independence Cup back and forwards. And I'm very, very proud to introduce the living legend himself, Bob Brown. How are we doing, Bob?
I'm doing good, except for, I was watching that opening video, and I got two problems with that opening video.
Right, go on.
What is this General Grondin stuff? General? I must be Admiral then.
Well, unfortunately, because we know that you're a spy for Robert Baxter,
right?
You're stuck with the 001 leg.
Yes, and then the second problem I have is why the frick are me and him not the main event? Like, what is going on?
Well, unfortunately, you're like older than Methuselah, so we weren't sure whether you'd die or not during the final.
Don't make me shoot you with my leg. I'll just pull this off and shoot you.
Oh, well, there you have it. There's the living legend, Bob Brown.
Yeah.
And welcome to our very own mini tank Josh Davis. How we doing, boy? All right.
How you doing, man? Hey, man. Yeah, I'm good, man.
Yeah, I felt like lower this camera down because it's absolutely driving me nuts. We've literally just rushed in from. Well, Amanda's just rushed in from today's event.
I'm glad you said that.
And I was there, but let me see. Oh, that's better. Oh, yeah, I can see me a bit now. You can see me sexy self, and I can see what's going on here. Sign's a bit wonky, but you have to put up with it. So before we get started, let's just have a little look who's in the chat, because we always like saying on this show, Bob, who's in it, and we've got the Commonwealth champion Claymore. We got the Muscle Bike giving us a who. We've got the PAA president, Dan Earthquake. An amazing event today. Dan Jean with a woo. We've got Ollie Stewart, the Claymore's wife. Who's this one? Let's have a look. Oh, we've got Spermies. She's creamy. Or JP Cup, whatever he is called nowadays. He's a big sexy bastard. We've got Dan Plexman, our Canadian beauty. He's going to be over there at Winter Blast as well. Crazy Uncle Jim. Welcome, Crazy Uncle Jim. We've got my partner in crime, Marcus Thompson, the British man. Yeah, hang on. Let's have a little mooch round here. Oh, we got... Oh, he had a good showing today. Oh, it's Luca Padgellini. Luke Gudgelini we had today. Not this is another fella. Hey, dude, how you doing? We've got the cameraman, Joshua Tandori, looking for get hooked up on Grindr with a nice fella. So if you have any good friends, he's into short, blonde-haired boys. And there we are. We're off and we're going. So, Bob Brown.
Yes.
It's your first showing out on a big super match for 6 months or so. And now you're defending your nation's honour against the Brits. Are you chuffed? Are you happy? Are you looking forward to it?
I am looking forward to it. Yes. No, I'm excited. This will be my basically third event since my injury over a year ago. It's been almost a year and 4 months, 5 months, and I'm feeling pretty good, feeling strong. My numbers are all back up as far as all my gym stuff because I've tracked gym stuff my whole life, and yeah, I'm feeling good. And I like the fact that it's in King of Prussia because it's about an hour away from where I grew up. So my dad and some of my best friends are going to be able to come and watch.
Yeah, I think from what Ryan's been saying, like the Yanks are all looking forward to it. They're looking at really supporting, obviously, Winter Blast, the biggest tournament in the US of A right now. But they're all coming in because we want to see the British sent home again. Personally, I don't think that's going to happen. I've got to be slightly biased. But when you go down the list of all the matches, I really genuinely can't pick a winner. If I put my hand on my heart, if I was a bookmaker, I would be saying it's even Stevens straight down the line. I don't think anyone's a guaranteed win. I know some people have got the favourites, but like a lot of people are very much undecided on yours and Josh's match. And
me too.
Yeah. I'll be honest with you, I think this match could be the one that steals the show. It really could. I just got a feeling that Josh's hand's going to go back slightly. You're going to be hanging on with that open arm, things move, that open top roll, and you're going to be staying there, and you're not going to make it to the pad for a couple of minutes. You know, everyone saw 11 get oxygen. This could be CPR on you. Is it CPR? What's that when you pump it one's chest?
Yeah, CPR.
CPR. I think it could be CPR. How old do you know, Bob? 60, is it?
Well, in September I'll be 60, but I'm 50.
Yeah, I'll tell you what.
I'm really hoping that I don't have to do first aid.
well, Josh, how does a 60-year-old man look younger than you?
Well, you tell me, man. You go up and I've got the porsche place than I have.
Bogdan's in the chat.
Yeah, Bogdan's in the chat. Yeah, so we put a poll on. We'll just have a quick look how it's going because I'm very interested to see. Oh gosh, it's 53%. 59% Josh Davis, 41% Bob Brown. So they're thinking currently that the Welshman's going to take you out, Bob. But have you been watching much, Josh? Have you been seeing much of his videos? Have you been looking online, or are you just going into this blindly?
Asking me that?
Yeah, I'm asking you, Bob.
Well, when you first contacted me about a match with him, my first reaction was, I hadn't even arm wrestled yet. I hadn't even been back yet. And I had a competition coming up in a few weeks. And I was like, I'll let you know after that competition. And so I did Google him one time. And the one match that I saw was him, Josh, and Micah, whatever Micah's last name is, from California. And I saw how those matches went, and I instantly realized why you wanted this match. Because I agree, I do not think either one of us can pin the other one fast. I don't think either one of, I mean, you know, I can hit hard when I really want to hit. I'm sure Josh can hit hard when he really wants to hit, but I just don't see either. I don't see any flash pins here. And then, you know, I went on arm wrestled and I watched some more matches of him that were older matches. And I realized, oh, he does have a top roll. He can top roll. He can hook. He can kind of go wherever he wants to go. And you know, me at my age, I'm kind of a one-trick pony. It's just a really, really, really good trick.
Yeah, I agree.
So, yeah. So I do think this is going to turn into a battle of war, you know, of effort and endurance. And normally, when going into a super match, I like to do these things that are called Tabatas. They're a cardiovascular increasing exercise that really get my heart and lungs in really, really good shape. I have not been able to do them as much this time, but I mean, I've got pretty good endurance. I don't know if you saw when I just pulled that tournament a week or so ago in Vegas, and I ended up winning the overall. And they do King of the Hill overalls. I had to pull like 7 or 8 matches in a row. It actually felt pretty good, so I was happy with how that went.
Just step back your answer a little bit. What's that tobogganing thing? What's that? I've never heard of that.
So a Tabata, it's a method of working out. So for example, I either do them on a rower or on what's called an assault bike, which is a bike and your hands can go like this. And you get on there and you do 3 minutes of a warm-up, and then you do 4 minutes of 20 seconds as hard as you can possibly go, and then 20 seconds of back to super slow. 20 seconds as hard as you go, 20. So you do basically six rounds of as hard as you want to go, and then you do another minute or two of just kind of recuperating. And on that 6th set of 20 seconds, when you're done, if you're not laying on the ground wanting to die, then you've not done it properly. And your heart and your lungs are just wanting to explode. And so it's about 4 minutes of just death for your heart and your lungs. And they have always helped me greatly when it comes to super matches. And leading up to this event, unfortunately, I didn't have access to that equipment that I like to do it on. And so I've just had to do other, you know, running up and down stairs and things of that nature. And just to try to get my lungs in better shape.
Well, I'm just going to bring in the 105 kilo Iron Gods world champ. We're going to discuss his match later. But Bogdan, I'm sure that you've got an opinion and you're good at breaking technicals down. Are you seeing this match going, buddy?
You know, he has to think about it because he wants to say I'm going to win, but he doesn't want to go against his countrymen.
Nah, it's not that, Bob. How are you all doing?
How you doing?
We're all good, Bogdan. We just want your breakdown.
I know Josh. I've been with Josh in several competitions. I know what he can do. To me, it's all about the endurance. It is all about the endurance. I don't see anybody pinning the other man quick, fast, dominant. I don't see it. I see a long, drawn-out match between these two gentlemen. And, he has more gas in the tank. So, Josh, I'm sorry, but I see this 50 because I know Bob has a 50 spot. And I know you have a lot of sticky spots. So yeah, I'm actually one of the matches that I'm looking forward the most to because I know it's going to be a war. So yeah, I think it's going to be about 50-50.
So you're going to sit on the fence? Fucking
Lost to
hell,
him, Paul.
what's that, Josh?
Lost to him.
You've lost me. Have you got me now?
Yeah, just didn't know what you said.
Yeah, so if I'm going to be honest, I'm going to break this match down. I can only see it going one way, realistically, and that is absolute fucking death for both men. Like, I honestly believe this. If this match would have been run 6 months ago, obviously minus Bob's snap bicep, but if Bob would have been running 6 months ago, I'd have said that he'd have beat Josh over the distance. But I just don't know. I can't break it down. I just feel like it's just going to go like that. I don't know what's going to happen. I just feel something like Josh keeps telling me how strong he is, right? And me and Josh like winding each other up, right? But the truth is this. It's going to go there. And it's whether or not, Bob, you can hang on. Because I know that I've seen Josh lose once from that position, ever. And he can stay there all day. The thing is, he's like you're in shape, Bob. And Josh is like a fat little mushroom. So that worries me as well. The fact that he's got the cardiovascular of a slug. So
Yeah, but tell us how you really feel, Paul.
yeah, no, but I don't know. I think honestly, like Josh is mega strong, and anyone who's going to come here is in serious trouble. We've seen that. Anyone who can roll his hand is going to end up in serious trouble. But the only problem is Bob's got a bit of a bone lock there as well, and Josh has never encountered that. So Bob will have a bit of a resting spot in that area where other top rollers who've gone against Josh don't have that, so they tend to burn out their arm a little bit more. Bob's not going to have that, and Josh has got a very, very short arm and a small hand. So my worry is that if Bob can stay up there in that bone lock King's open top roll movement, Josh won't be able to get over the arm to come down on top of Bob's hammer muscle to get the press on to beat that sort of motion. That's my only worry, and that's what I can't figure out. I don't think that Josh can come through Bob in directly.
I haven't seen Josh press that much. Maybe he's got a new toy. Who knows?
Yeah, it's a tricky one because Bob's obviously 60 years old. So, like, there's every chance this could be last match of Bob Brown's career. I mean, when he leaves, he could be going to coffin. That's true. He could. Like,
Oh, that's a bit
no, but it's true. It's true. I 100% believe that if this turns into a first round of 5 minutes, which this one could, let's be honest, this first round could last 5 minutes. Because I've seen Josh in 5-minute matches. I've seen Bob in unholy long matches as well. And this has the making of just like someone just dying. Like, I'm glad we've got paramedics.
That's why I'm excited about it. I want to see somebody die.
Well,
yeah,
Hopefully not Bob, because he's 60.
I'll say this. So my dad is 84 years old. He will be in attendance. But my dad had his first heart attack in his 60s. And he's about to be 60. So maybe we're going to have a heart attack at Arm Gods.
Jesus.
Well, I've just put in the chat.
We haven't had it on God.
That'll be it. You know, that's all we need. Our first competition, our first ever event in America, and like one of the living legends of the sport dies on the stage. Like,
Oh my God.
well, you know, at least we'll be guaranteed a couple of views on YouTube.
Yeah.
No, but on a serious note, Bob. So I know you've not been able to do your cardiovascular style training, but has everything else been on point? Have you? Are you fit? Are you ready to go?
So I keep track of a few different exercises that I feel correlate to arm wrestling pretty well. And I've kept track of them for 20, 30 years. I mean, just forever. And my numbers pre-injury, so in October of 2023, my numbers in these few exercises were the strongest they've ever been in my life. And I'm not quite to those numbers yet, but I'm knocking on their door. I'm very strong right now. And I do train muscular endurance all the time. And I have been able to do that a lot, you know.
What's that CrossFit, Bob? CrossFit style stuff.
The CrossFit stuff, that again, that's more endurance for your lungs and your heart. To me, when you train endurance for your lungs and your heart, that's what helps you get recuperated in between rounds, right? And so I used to recover really, really well in between rounds, you know. But for example, you know, so some people will do bicep curls or a bunch of pull-ups, where I'll do a pull-up and then just hold with a bunch of weight holding on me, and I'll just hold for as long as I possibly can. And then as soon as I come off, I drop the weight, go right back up, and just hold to build up that muscular endurance. And my muscular endurance is good right now.
And Josh, all joking to one side for you, we know that you're in great form. You've been pulling all the guys in your training camp, AJ, Greg Foster. They're all saying that you're in probably the best form you've ever been in. You are pestering me like to death. So you're mad at me saying, "Oh, I'm 2 kilos away from weight now. I'm feeling the best I've ever felt. My hand and wrist is mega." You've been training with James Wall, people like that, saying that you're feeling really stout and as fit as a trout. Like, in all honesty, is Bob Brown going to the party? Are you going to smash him about?
Like you said, it's going to. I think it's going to be a war, no matter what. Even if I kept my wrist, I think I wouldn't keep it with a crank. It'd be flat. So either way, it'd be a war. Yeah, he's a very tricky puller. I faced one person with a bone lock. It was with Stoiker down in Germany, and yeah, man, it was really tough to get through that bone lock, and I couldn't quite make it at the time. But I think I'm a different person now compared to then, and I think I know how to beat that person with a bone lock, with an open arm bone lock. You know, yeah. So I think I can pull the win out.
So what's different in your training now? How you've been preparing for this? Because we saw you at Nationals, you did a great showing. Yeah. We saw you get a big win over like Elliot Eccles and a couple of other guys as well. We saw you had a great outing at Triple Crown just a month or so ago. I mean, you're obviously in good form, but would you say you've peaked for this? And what have you been doing? Can you give us a little bit of something to say what you've been doing?
Yeah. No, yeah. I've completely changed my whole training schedule. I used to focus on a lot of like inside movements, and it weren't really benefiting my wrists and stuff, I thought. So I've been doing a lot of pronation, a lot of hand workouts, a lot of muscle workouts, which I've never ever done since I really started the sport, coming up 7 years. And yeah, I feel like my muscles are a lot stronger, so it can keep me more connected for longer, I feel. My hand feels a lot better, yet it's not been tested against someone like Bob Stacher yet, so we find out how that one goes. But everything's feeling way more connected, and the best I've felt pronation style and also in a hook. So I haven't just got that one motion where I only had access to. I feel like I got a lot more access and a lot of different motions.
Well, we've had a super chat from Diabolical Billy, whoever this is, and he said, "Bob, you all get you're one leg down, pushing pensioner status, and about to lock hands with a Welshman who spent more time wrestling livestock than he has human beings. I'd be worried too, mate. Bring the sheep." Thank you, Diabolical Billy.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Brilliant.
I was watching Devin Lurat's stream, and this Diabolical Billy fella was on there, and he was having a right laugh with Devon. I think Devon subbed to him. I think he was going on about this diabolical Billy. But yeah, thanks for that. Yeah, I don't know who that one is, but that's quite good humour. Are you going to bring a sheep, Bob? Are you going to bring one over for John?
You know,
As
it's
a
kind of
distraction.
I hope so.
I actually thought about trying to find like a stuffed animal sheep or something like that, because I'm the protector of the sheep. I'm the savior of the sheep. I know you're thinking all of us USA people are sheep. Well, I'm the wolf that protects the sheep.
Yeah, well, to be fair, you fucking look old enough to be a shepherd, Bob. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
Bogdan. Let's just jump over to Bogdan for a minute, because we was hoping for get Cruz back on, but obviously he's probably driving his trains around. I mean, you've got a big match against Paul Cruz. I mean, he's a giant man. He's coming in from like 250. He's told us he's been as heavy as 270. He's like 6'4". He's got giant hands. He's got massive side pressure, Bogdan. How are we dealing with him, bud? How are we dealing with him?
Look, the way I look at it, that was never supposed to be my belt in the first place, right? It's like I stepped in, I got the belt, and as I said after I got the belt, I got it, it's mine, and I consider myself the gatekeeper for your belt, for the 105 belt. Whoever wants to get that belt needs to be worthy of it. So to be worthy of it, they got to go through me. I think that's a pretty good test. If you can go through me, then you're worthy to have that belt. But at the moment, it's mine, and I will treat it as mine. So Paul can look at it. You can even touch it, but I don't think you can have it.
Yeah, I think you're a bit more than that. I think you've leveled up. I think you're not a gatekeeper now. I honestly believe that you're another level. You've proven that with your wins in America. You've proven that with your win over Jason Merlo. You're obviously in good form. You can pull at 95 kilos. I mean, personally, I'd love to see you and James Wall go at it one more time. I mean, that one would be, in my opinion, a phenomenal match. And it could even be, depending on how he deals with Paul Passmore, James Wall's got two options. I'm giving him two options. So for instance, if you beat Paul Cruz, you're going to be facing the winner of Rob Vidgett Jr. and Lee Weber. If Rob Vidgett wants to take that on, if he wins, whatever, Weber won't turn it down. He might not do. But if that match has to be bicep, then you would be taking on the winner of Wall or Passmore. And that would be your next match in the 105. Now, if you wanted to move down in weight and you're 105 world champion, we don't have an Arm Gods 95 kilo world champion yet, only on the left arm, and that's Playman Dimitrov. So on the right arm, that's open season. So if you're carrying one from above, you can relinquish and come down and challenge for that. And then maybe we get Playman over and you pull Playman for world title on right arm, or Wall or whoever.
I'm still 95 kilos as we speak right now. I'm not heavier than that. I wasn't heavier than that when I pulled for the belt. So I will keep this belt until somebody can take it away from me.
And who is that guy? Who you think can take it away from you?
The guy in the upper right-hand corner. Mini Tank. Isn't he 95 kilos?
I don't know. I hope Paul is strong enough to take it away from me. I do hope, because if he is, that means I'm going to have an amazing match with him. And that's all I want, to be honest. That is all I want. I don't really care about being the 105 champion. I want an amazing match. And if that match ends up in me still being the 105 champion, perfect. And I'll still keep doing that until you find somebody that can take it away from me.
Well, I mean, I'd rather you not lose it during this Independence Cup scene, Bogdan. I mean, I'll be completely honest with you. I want to bring in that big trophy home. So, maybe change your attitude slightly for this match, and then we'll look at that elsewhere.
What are all the What are all the weight classes that Arm Gods has?
So we have 70 kilos, 78, 86, 95, 105, 115 and above.
Gotcha.
So we only had up to 75 before, but some of the little guys, it was a bit too much for them, making up. So we do the 70 kilo class, and then we just put it back up to 78. So obviously we got Corey Miller and Craig Sanders who have agreed, because Corey's got nationals in 2 weeks. He's agreed on an 82 kilo limit, him and Craig. So they'll be making 82 kilo for the 78 kilo belt.
Who's your 86? Who's your 86 kilo champion?
Well, we don't have a world champion yet. We only have a European champion, and that's Tom Holland, 86 kilos.
Gotcha.
We have Playman Dimitrov, 95 kilo left. Bogdan's our 105 kilo right world. Mindaugas Dulskis is our super heavyweight. And then we've got a lot of Commonwealth belts that obviously we did when we worked with Canada. So, like Pork Chop's currently got one. BLM's got the 105. Obviously Bogdan's broke his arm though in March. Then we've got like Connor Sale, Matt Smith, Jason Hill. Yeah, there's loads of Commonwealth belts out there.
Wow.
And then we also do a thing called a Southern Area and a Northern Area belt as well, which is like for the not like the levels of Josh or Bogdan. Josh is our 95 kilo British champion, by the way. But we have Northern and Southern Area belts for them guys to fight for, so that they've got something to aspire to get to. So it's not just I've got to beat Bogdan for that belt. It's like they can work their way up, and there's a prize at the end of it. But we also just started a thing called Ultimate Arm Wrestler, which is obviously a weekly or bi-weekly show that we've got here in back of this gym, and it's like a made-up TV set. And then we're doing the exact same thing now. We're actually building a TV set in a storage center near Ryan Grondon's house, so it'll be up near where you are. That's getting built, and that's going to be a weekly USA Ultimate Arm Wrestler. And then we're getting one built in Canada as well. That'll be in Canada, will be done in about 10, 12 weeks. And then we'll be having weekly shows from each country, and it'll be on the obviously the Arm Gods website.
In what country? Josh? What country are you from?
Wales. So it's actually a little tiny part of the UK, on the side of England.
Okay. Very cool.
Sorry, there's a question
population of
in the
3 million.
chat. Is there a weight cap for this match between Bob and Josh?
Oh, is it? I'm not seeing any chat. Sorry.
Yeah, Dan Plexman, he asked, is
Oh,
there
yeah,
a
there's
weight
quite a
cap
few,
for this
actually, yeah.
match?
Yeah, there's a weight cap for this match. It is actually 95 kilos. So Josh is not allowed to be any heavier than 95. Bob, I think what you weighing, Bob, about 92.
No, so last week I made 86 kilos, and I've gained about 5 pounds to about 2.5 kilos. So I'm about 88 and a half, 89 kilos, something like that.
Is that with the leg or without the leg?
That's without my leg.
Yeah. So
Normally I weigh in without my leg on, and my leg weighs 6 pounds. So it's like 2.5 kilos is what my leg weighs. So yeah, with my leg on, then I'm probably 92 kilos, something like that.
Yeah.
91.
Is there a difference, Bob? Where obviously we can't up round on one leg arm wrestling, but is there a difference when you've got your other leg on? Do you feel a difference like with that extra weight or not?
Oh well, I can't arm wrestle right-handed without my leg on.
Yeah.
Because it's my right leg that I'm missing.
Mm.
So you need the right leg to push off of with pulling right arm.
So when you weigh in at WAF, when you was doing WAF Worlds and stuff,
right?
Did you weigh in with it or without it? Was there a rule on that? I was always wondering about that.
In WAF, if you want to compete with your leg on, you have to weigh in with your leg on.
Yeah.
So I always had, that's the only tournament I ever had to make weight with my leg on. So, but here's the reality. My leg, the way I normally wear it every day that you'll see me wearing it, weighs about 6 pounds. I can make my leg weigh about 3 pounds to just step on a scale, So I would get that like little 3 pound advantage. But the last time I pulled the worlds in 2019 in Romania, I made weight with my leg on eating an ice cream sandwich. I was 174 pounds pulling 176s. And in all honesty, I'm trying to get back down to that. I don't like being big. I'd rather be small. But there's
we have Bogdan in Romania. He's a Romanian, by the way,
Yeah, 2019, I was there.
In say the name of the town, Constanța.
Constanța, it's at the seaside.
Yeah, exactly. Yep, I won the Masters or Grand Masters there. I had to come back from the B side to win.
You did well though, didn't you, Bogdan?
Quick question. How long before the competition are the weigh-ins going to happen?
So you can weigh in on Thursday.
Okay. So and the super matches are on Saturday?
No, Friday night.
Okay, so that's 24 hours.
Yeah, just like most people get 24, just over 24 hours it'll be, yeah.
Oh, that's fine. I was just curious about that.
I think, so we've got there is a form in a pack. There is a pack that you'll all get on Wednesday. I think we put it in chat, but it's probably been swallowed. But there's a pack that you'll all get, so you'll know your itinerary of what's expected for that
perfect.
couple of days and stuff. But yeah, I think for me, with this Independence Cup now, it's just something different that we're building. We're looking at making it a yearly thing. We're probably going to hopefully start making it July, the 4th weekend, hopefully, to tie in with what we're bringing in is Summer Blast. So we're going to start doing a thing called Summer Blast as well in America. So we obviously got Winter Blast, Summer Blast. Then we might get Autumn and Spring Blast, Bob, and then put it at the Four Seasons Hotel. That's something that we're looking at doing. And then obviously we're going to tie in different events. But because we've got a very good relationship in Canada, and we have Armed Gods Canada as well, we're going to start not just tying in the UK boys, we're going to start tying in the Yanks and the Canucks to face off against each other as well. So it might just happen that we have.
I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, Bogdan, there's so much going on. Like, you've got to think outside of the box with what you're doing. Obviously, you've got King of the Table or East versus West really now, which is like obviously leagues in front of everybody as well as in regards to talent. Okay, but as we discussed on this chat last few nights ago, you've only got them same guys what get recycled all the time, and if you're not one of them guys, you're struggling. So we need platforms for people. So I think that's where a lot of us, like promotions, like just a little bit smaller promotions like us, Knuckles Up, and the other guys, like the guys in Germany, etc. That there's a place for us to fit into this market, and then but it just depends on what you're trying to do. Obviously, we're a little bit out there compared to the others, but I'm a giant believer that arm wrestling has been around for such a long period of time, and the truth is, it's never really progressed. I was saying this to phone to Bob that when you speak about, we had Robert Drenk with UAL, so he brought that out. He was a multimillionaire, Robert Drenk, and they were driving in with Ferraris and Corvettes. But where is it now? I mean, that's a multimillionaire businessman. And then you had the billionaire fella, Bob. What was his name? What's his name? From WAL.
With WAL.
Yeah. Who was he? Steve Kaplan. Then you have Steve Kaplan, who's a billionaire. And he had WAL, and it was amazing to watch. But where is it now? And this is the problem, So, like, we was having a good discussion. It's all about sustainability. And is it really sustainable to have all them big superstars and paying all those gigantic wages? Because there's one thing about it, like with us, you might get a flight and an hotel and a couple of dollars if you're lucky. But that's all we can do at this moment in time, you know. But it's from we're trying to lay the foundations to be able to do it. I mean, we started off paying hotels, and then we got to flights, and then it's flights and hotels, and like some at Yanks are getting like the flight, hotel, and a couple of dollars because it's not adding up as much as it is for the guys from the UK, etc., etc. Oh, hang on, here we go, world champs in the house. I mean, are you all right, bud?
Yeah,
So,
bad you.
Yeah, awesome, bud, awesome. So when we have things like that going on, like you've got to find your place, and I feel like with what we do, although we're a little bit outrageous and a little bit different, I think sometimes you've got to dare to be different. It can't just fall into the same category as everybody else. Like if you stick people on stage in front of you and you watch them, you can have a good match. You might not have a good match, but there's no real entertainment in the crowd. No one's really enthralled in it. You've got to get the bums on seats. And I'm not talking about like other arm wrestlers, another 100,000 arm wrestlers. It doesn't matter because we're always going to have the 100,000 arm wrestlers, and they'll always have the favorite arm wrestler, and they'll always like this foundation or this promotion. We need all the people from down the street, like Murray at 26, Barry from 15, and Eric from 19. That's what we need, them guys. And we can't get them people in when you have a fucking 10-minute setup, or you've got Devon Lerac screaming for 26 minutes, or some other guy just getting smoked at pad who doesn't speak.
I can't watch him anymore, man. I'm done. I can't watch Devon.
No, it's disgusting.
So, don't get me wrong. I like Devon as a person. I think he's a great guy, and I think what he's done for the sport, he's propelled it. But as watching him, it's no enjoyment. But then I don't really. I mean, please don't take this the wrong way, but unless you're a good English speaker, I think we're always going to build the sport better with English-speaking people. Like you're a Romanian and you're Lithuanian. You two speak great English. You've been here for a while. You're both asylum seekers. You both come. You're finger, aren't you? You know that you speak well. You can have a conversation. You understand British humour, American humour, Canadian humour, whatever. But then when you get the stone cold guys and they're just like, I must break you. Like you're not going to get these people, even though they're ultimately amazing, unless you're an arm wrestling purist. Unless you're an arm wrestling purist, you're not interested in seeing them because there's no character value. Where, like, let's just touch on boxing. You go to boxing now and you get like Derek Chisora. He's like world number booking 56. But he brings in 10 to 15, 20,000 people in a stadium, all chanting his name. Oh, Derek Chisora. And then you go down the line and then you get 90,000 people in a stadium. And they're not boxing fans. They're just Klingons. They're just people who are getting involved with a friend, who are coming because, like, the mates are going. They make a day of it. They go out drinking. They're fucking going to pub crawls. Then they got boxing. They can't even remember it. But all they know is they've bought a ticket. The boxers are happy. They've made fucking millions or thousands and thousands. The promoters are happy. And everyone's buzzing. But them are guys off the street. Them are people who are going working in McDonald's or working at Burger King or working in the local Walmart or garage. And that's what we need. Like, that's what we need. We don't need more arm wrestlers. So how do we do it? How do we do it? Well, it's certainly not the same way that we've been doing it for the last 50, 60, 70 years, because that's not worked. So people can say whatever they want about what we do, but there's no better atmosphere. And tell me if I'm wrong, gentlemen, who's pulled on this card. There's no better atmosphere than being stuck in that middle of that pit. And you've all pulled elsewhere. You've all pulled in great promotions. And I'll bring Minder in here, who's pulled all over the place. Have you ever pulled in an atmosphere like we've given you, Minder?
No, it's different. It's different. This is what we do. It's different completely. It's more. Everywhere else is like more official. Everything is like being done by the book, official. You know, it's like no relaxing. It's just yeah. You know, it's with arm gods. You go, you chill, you have a chat, you have a drink. You know, everything is like it should be. You know.
Yeah, you enjoy it. I mean, like the thing is, you've got to relate to the average person who's going to be on the seat. Like, you know, when we come walking out, I can't wait because we've got Dan Earthquake in a red coat with his fucking drum and his whistle, and he's bringing us out to British, and we're all going to be walking out in our shirts, proud as fuck, and then we're all lining across stage like that, and then we've got James Brown impersonator coming on singing "Living in America," and then you're going to get all the Yankees coming walking on with their fucking stuff. And they're going to line up against their opponents, and we're going to have a face-off, and then we're going to have James Brown singing the national anthems of both countries, and then we're going to be led out with a fucking. We've got the bagpiper there for in between the rounds. The crowd will go fucking wild. The fucking wars are going to happen. It's going to be absolutely fucking bedlam.
I the spectator of the
No, yeah, well, this is it now. I'll bring this girl in here. She don't worry, she's not giving me a wank tonight, thankfully. I'm going to bring you in. Right, go on, say your piece.
So what I was going to say is, obviously, I've been around the sport for as long as Paul's wrestled, but as a spectator, I really enjoy watching arm wrestling. But the best matches for me are the people who have character, who have charisma, who have that little bit of something different. I don't take that great a pleasure watching two people who walk to the table as serious as tough, kind of facing one another, slamming one another to the pad. That for me is not enjoyment. But when you've got characters and you start to get to know some of the wrestlers and you see the personalities shine through, you're actually buzzing. You can't wait for them to walk through that smoke with those fireworks, because you're on the edge of your seat, and then you add to that atmosphere, which I don't know about you guys, maybe it annoys you when some of us shout for you, but I just think it is absolutely awesome. And I've only been to Carlingford, and that was some...
And Wales.
Oh, yeah, I did Wales, but Carlingford was a little bit of a different atmosphere to Wales, to be fair, because I don't think the room in Wales was conducive to a better atmosphere. But I am absolutely buzzing for America, and some of you guys I know better than others, and I do have my favourites, I'm not going to lie, so you probably will hear my very big gob shouting for you.
Oh, that's enough now, woman. Don't you spot?
Hey, am I one of your favorites?
Who said that?
That old codger there.
The only Yank in this thing.
The only thing we have in common, Bob, is our surname, which is Brown. But I'm sorry, my boys from the UK are getting all of my love and
No,
support.
what she means is her boy from the UK, James Wall. She's obsessed with James Wall. Like, oh my God! I said to her, like, what do you see? He's like 5'4". He's like, he's not that good looking. He's got thin biceps. He's got that little girl's arm.
Really?
What do you even see him? Like,
Just for the record, what do you want about?
You've got Bogdan though, who's like a supermodel.
James is explosive.
Yeah, so's Bogdan. Who wins in the match between James and Bogdan?
I don't really know Bogdan, and I haven't seen him wrestle very much.
All right, well,
I look forward to it.
Listen, woman, you said enough.
But my boys from the UK are going to win.
Everybody knows that women shouldn't speak until spoken to, so be quiet, lady.
I think I'd shut up if I were you. I'm going to get battered.
That's how we treat our women, Bob. We drag them around the school and slap them if they get naughty.
Oh.
So, Josh, tell Bob Brown how many people did one guy bring non-arm wrestlers in Wales?
Sort of stuff.
What?
How many people did Dave and Davey bring non-arm wrestlers?
Oh, about 30, 40, maybe 50.
30, 40 guys he brought. And how many non-arm wrestlers was at that event in Wales, Josh?
Fucking everyone.
Everybody, Bob. Because that's what we did. We did our first event in Wales. And then after we did the first one, we try and create an atmosphere for people to enjoy. So the fans, so like your wives, your girlfriends, your brothers, your sisters, and any significant others. That's what we do. And when we get you in there, we get you hooked. Because like on the first one, we had 40 inflatable sheep going round, right? And Scott James come dancing in No, we did.
Candyman.
Scott James, the Candyman. You'll have to watch the video, Bob. I'll send it you. He come dancing into Willy Wonka's imagination. Look at me, and we'll be in a world full of pure imagination. He danced over to his opponent, Mitch Tuck, and in the vagina of the blow up sheep, he pulled out a lolly like a candy and gave it him out of the sheep's vagina. I mean, it was fucking madness. All this while dressed up as Willy Wonka, but the fucking crowd was insane. They couldn't believe it, and he ended up winning the match. And literally, like, there's about 80, 90 guys there at that one, and they just jumped off the seats and they embraced him and they were fucking throwing him up in air. It was absolutely nuts. And that's when we knew. And you were there, Mindy, because you had a match. You beat James Stewart. Do you remember?
Yeah, that was the craziest atmosphere I've ever heard. That was
that was like insane. And we got the same sort of thing when we went to Canada, because the Canadians are very much similar to the UKers in regards to, like, they make a good noise. You know at Worlds, Bob, that these guys, Canadians, always shouting that they're a good set of guys. And when we rolled into Canada, we'd sold 29 tickets. And we thought, oh, gosh, this is going to be a flop. And then literally on the day, we sold about another 120. It was just like hammered. It was rammed. And they're all in there in a big partisan crowd. And I remember using James Wall as an example. He were pulling Alan Ford, and Alan Ford's a bit of an hometown favourite. And they're all going wild. Oh, crowd were going fucking nuts. Big Dick Lovering, Richard Lovering, that he's called Big Dick. He come out with an inflatable penis, like a giant inflatable penis. You remember, Minda? You were there. And he's waving his penis round, and all crowd are going, Big Dick, Big Dick. And the room was exploding, wasn't it, Minda? It was just going crazy. There's fucking beer everywhere. There's people dancing. And James Stewart comes into bagpipes. He fucking crowd erupts. And then he goes over and he threatened Devon Lerac with a right hand. And it was just fucking bedlam. Because what we put, like, you at the side. So, like, when you have your match with Josh, you're going to be sat, like, 2 feet apart. So he'll hear all the conversation you're having with your corner man, and you'll hear all these. You know, we try and create a pressure pot, a boiling pot. So there's nowhere to escape.
James was scared to come out, didn't he? He was in the back room sitting there. He didn't want to come out. AJ went in there and fucking smacked him in the face. He said, go out.
That's a true story, that. So we sat there, and Big James Stewart's having a bit of a panic attack. You know, he's a big, lovely bloke. And AJ's trying to get him revved up. So he goes in there, and he slapped Big James Stewart across the face. And then you just see James Stewart's face change. Like, his eyes just went wide open. And AJ, who's a former MMA fighter, shit himself. James Stewart then fucking put headbutt straight onto AJ. And he's like that. He goes out there and he fucking battered pork chop everywhere. He smacks him. Crowd's going wild. Like, he's got his kilt on. All fucking world's like just watching James Stewart fucking on a rampage. He goes and gets me weighing 115 kilo. He picked me up like that, shook me around like a fucking rag doll. He threw me, went over, grabbed James Wall, shook him, fucking threw James Wall. It were fucking bedlam.
Oh, wow.
Absolute bedlam.
But my question is,
What?
does that atmosphere distract some of the arm wrestlers?
I don't think that atmosphere distracts the arm wrestlers. I think
Mate,
that atmosphere builds them.
You can't any atmosphere around you when you, like, in the match yourself. It's just it's literally you don't even hear anyone telling you something, you know, what to do, because you are so into the match, you know. It's like you can't hear, but the atmosphere is buzzing, you know. Before the match, you're just crazy. Everything is so crazy, man.
But like, when you watch some of the other promotions arm wrestling, it's like really serious, isn't it? Like, super serious. So I often kind of wonder whether those athletes are suited to kind of arm gods, because it is a very different atmosphere.
No, I think. Listen, I think every
you know what
athlete.
I'm trying to say?
Yeah, but I think every athlete, like, we can look at it this way, can't we? In life, so in life, you can look at stuff in different ways. You can try and be a serious guy all your life and be the person that other people expect you to be, which means majority of the time in life you're being false, or you can actually just let your hair down and be the guy you want. Like, if I know Bogdan there. Bogdan's like a serious trainer. He's an ultimate professional. But Bogdan is also an absolute fucking arsehole. Like, he will destroy you. Like, he wants to fucking eat you alive. And he might not show it as much as, like, other guys do, but Bogdan really wants to turn you over in a big way. Like, he's a hungry man. Like, I know that he's chasing Minder. Like, Bogdan might be all nice to Minder now, but he's chasing him. And Minder knows he's chasing him. And these two on the bottom screen are going to go at it soon because that's just going to be the way it is. Like, and this guy here, who's coming in now, might just smack you all about.
Lee.
Lee, we'll get to you in a minute, Leroy, lad. But Bogdan is one of those cagey motherfuckers, let me tell you. That guy's a cool, calm and collected assassin, but he wants to do you in. He'll be like, oh yeah, Paul, thank you, mate. Thank you, you fucking bastard, as soon as I walk away. Because Bogdan wants to
do with it. I can have the same, I can be like that, but still at the table, it's a whole different ball game.
Yeah, like 100%, yeah. 100%. And this is the thing. Like, Minder's generally a nice guy. But then once he's poked, once you put him in that boiling pot, he goes off one. Like Josh Davis there. Like, he's a nice guy. He's like a laughable, jokey guy. But the thing is, when he's on that table, like, when he knows he's got you, he's cool and calculated. He feeds off the atmosphere. He looks into camera and gives his head nodding like this into a camera, and he feeds off that crowd.
Paul Maiden, he's a joker. He's a nice guy. When he gets on the table, he's the biggest dickhead in the fucking world.
True.
I'll
second that.
Yeah. Like, listen, end of the day, what do you expect? I was brought up with Neil Pickup. I mean, what do you expect? Right. But the thing is, though, I think that all boils down to, like, how much you want it, doesn't it? Like certain people, like Craig Sanders, can go to an arm wrestling table and he can smile while he throws you to the pad, right? That I could never do that. When I was the worst toy fighter as a kid. So if I was toy fighting with anybody as a kid, it was rather I got beaten up or I went too hard. There's no in between for me. It was like or go at it full Monty. And that's how I was like in every sport I've played. So when I'm arm wrestling, like, I really have to get myself into that zone. In my early career, I didn't want anyone to speak to me at all. Like, I was so happy that, I mean, Bob, you'll say this, Bob. How easy was it, arm wrestling, facing opponents when there were no social media? Like, you didn't have any friends apart from the guys you trained with. You visited, you walked into a tournament, and I didn't have people asking, oh, how's your wife? How's your kids? Oh, did you go work today? You start talking about all that bullshit. Now, me as an athlete back in there, me and Alan Greaves never spoke for 12 years. 12 years. Because there were no social media really in that time. And we hated each other. Well, we didn't hate each other. We just wanted to beat each other bad. And that was a thing, we had no contact outside of like going to tournaments. And there was no way that I was training for 10, 12 weeks, going to a competition and wanting to be anybody's friend, because that didn't get the best out of me. I don't want to know how your family is. The truth is, I don't know you. I'm not interested if you've had a good day at work or you haven't. I'm not going to shake your hand. I don't want to be a friend. I don't want to be involved in any conversation with you whatsoever, because the second that this is me personally, the second that I went from being the guy who woke up in the morning, did his meditation, got himself in the zone, the second I got brought out of that, took away from it, then that was it. I struggled to get back in the mode. People can turn it on like that. I can't turn it on like that. I need to prepare myself mentally through the morning and into the day. And
Oh.
That was a big thing for me personally, and that's why I was. I mean, I didn't always want to be a twatter and a tosser. I appreciate that I was very hard to arm wrestle, and I wasn't the most respectful man. And
I used to be exactly like that. I used to be exactly like you.
Yeah.
Now it's so easy to switch. I'll be your friend, and then at the table, if I can, I'll give you nightmares. And I'll be your friend after 5 minutes again.
But it's a journey.
Right. Yeah.
yeah.
I almost got in the blows one time on the table with Chad Silvers way back in the day. And as soon as the match was over, I just went up to him and like, Chad, that's just the table. He's like, yeah, I know. No problem. Yeah. I've always been able to just be generally relaxed and chill and no problem until my name's called to the table.
Exactly.
And then I'm a different person. And I can, I can just, go crazy if I need to.
The best way to be, Bob. I tried Paul's way, and I didn't like myself when I was like that. I got good results, but I didn't like myself as a person. And then I tried. I'm your friend before the best, not during the match, and I'm again your friend after the match. That works perfectly for me.
Yeah, yeah. So what we've learned here is don't do anything like Paul.
Yep.
Yeah, actually.
Well, I don't think so. I'll be honest with you. I mean, we all have our different ways, but me and Minder, remember me and Minder in 2018?
Yeah, I remember that.
This was an occasion where Minder brought his family.
Flying all over.
Well, Minder brought his family to the event, and me and Minder are going to war. And at this point, me and Minder had no relationship to each other at all. We didn't really care about each other. Let's just say, and we're going at it. We're having a good match. Blah blah. And I swore. I remember swearing, saying, "Fucking yes, come on!" And Minder shouted at me, "Don't swear in front of my kids," which is a valid thing, and and I apologized afterwards. But then I said to him, "Listen, if that's the case, then don't bring your children into the arena of battle because this is what you're going to get." And that was my mindset. I don't like. That's where I need to be to beat a fucking ogre like Minder. Like I can't go in and wrestle Minder and hug him and shake his hand. I just can't do it. Like you remember that it doesn't suit to be the same, does it? I remember Alan Greaves when I beat Alan Greaves for my British title. I beat him and he didn't, and because I shouted in his face, he started giving me a fucking lap row over the table, and then we lap rowing each other, and the next minute crowds jumping in and splitting it up, and like that was just, I loved it though because that was craziness. That's passion and love. Like it's passion and love, and it's like I remember beating Tom Holland's dad. Now Tom Holland's dad, he was at that big tournament back in the day, Bob. Brezink won it. Bill Brezink was in it. It was in New York.
Oh, Yukon Jack?
Yukon Jack, yeah. Lee's dad got second, second over there, and John Brezink beat him in final, right? And then a few years later, I think 2000, I think it were. 2000 it were. I've been out wrestling a couple of years. We went to a little pub in Cologne. Neil Pickup put this event on. And then everyone's telling me about Lee Holland's 16-inch forearm and his 12-inch wrist and all this. And I was just an arrogant 21-year-old kid. And I remember
not much has changed.
Walking in, and I beat him, and there was a crowd full of people, and everyone had built him up so high. So they were like fucking, they built him up like Braveheart. And I arm wrestled him. I fucking smashed him to the pad. And I remember looking into the crowd, and I waved my finger, and I went, "Who's the fucking man now?" And not one person got off that fucking chair. Not one person got off the chair, right? And at that moment in time, I knew that nobody in that country at that time was going to get me much after that. And 2 years later, I didn't lose for 6 years because I'd walk into tournaments. I'd literally, Lee, and you'll vouch, I'd pick up a trophy, I'd stick it on my table, and I'd say, "Come and take it off me." And no one could because I'd grow 4 inches when I walked in. My shoulders had come back. I no longer had a bad posture. I was strutting in, and I used to walk in, and people used to dread it because they say, "Oh, fucking hell, he's here." But I fucking fed off it because I knew what were coming and I was hungry. And I think, like, the difference is now I can still hold my own with pretty much anyone in country, but I can't do it on it. I just don't want it the same. Like, I can get off this couch now and go in and wrestle at a very good level. I know because I'm training with some very good guys, but I just don't want it anymore. The hunger's gone. The passion's gone for it. Like, I still love arm wrestling, but not in a way where I want to go over to Bogdan and slap him silly or go over to Minder and upset him. If I upset Minder now in front of his wife and kids, I'd deeply be upset. If I upset Lee, who I've become friends with, good friends, and Josh, I'd be deeply upset. And that's the difference now in mindset. I genuinely would be upset if I'd upset you guys because I care about you. Whereas 10, 12 years ago, that wouldn't have existed because I just wanted to beat you more than I wanted to care about upsetting you. Yeah.
Do you mean you've got a heart?
Oh, well, you have got an heart, yeah, somewhere.
Barely. Hey, guys,
I would love to have a match with Mantis, right? But the problem is, like, Mantis looks at me now like a father figure. So every time we see each other, we go over, we embrace in a hug and a cuddle, and he thanks me for helping him and promoting him. And you know what? The satisfaction of actually promoting people, he's brilliant. I love to see Josh doing well. I love to see, but even Bogdan. I mean, I've fucking no love for him. But I even want to see.
Oh, I love you, Paul.
Yeah. You love me like a kick in the dick.
I want to know what Bogdan's done to upset you.
No, Bogdan never upset me. What Bogdan once said to me, he said to me, right, and this stuck with me. It was 2015. It was in Slough. I remember things. And he said to me, "I can't wait till I'll beat you." And I went, "That day will never fucking come."
And did it?
Huh? No, actually, I beat him in competition. Then he beat me in a super match in a training day when I had COVID. So no,
the excuses.
So his day actually never come. But if he calls me out again, he'll fucking get one.
Oh,
Never.
Yeah.
No,
I'm done, man. I'm a promoter, and I enjoy what I do. Like, I love it. Like, the fact that we've got this Independence Cup now that we're going with. We've got a team of British lads. Well, half British. Most of them are foreigners or asylum seekers, aren't they, Lee?
No comment.
Did I ever tell you that story when I found Bogdan with his little bag at Calais?
Hey, Paul, I need to interrupt for a second, if you don't mind.
No, go on.
Well, just unfortunately, I need to get going. I've got another appointment that I need to get to, but I really enjoyed this. Josh, good luck. I hope we have a great match.
Yeah, cheers, man. Nice.
I'm really looking forward to this event. It sounds like it's just going to be an off-the-chain, amazing event. I gotta get to another meeting, and I wish you guys all well, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah,
awesome, Bob. Yeah, take care.
See you next week. Later.
All right,
Take care, brother. Bye-bye.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Oh, well, at least he's fucked off. Then we can rip him now. We're only joking, Bob. We're only joking. So, Lee Webber.
Hello.
You probably got the biggest match. I mean, with the most well-known person, RVJ.
Oh, yeah.
How's training?
Yeah, it's going good. Very good. Sort of gonna do a little easy session tomorrow. Nothing light, and that's it then. Chill then till Friday.
Yeah, I mean, how does everyone see that match going?
Lee's a monster, and I think
Also, I'm the underdog, so
I think
got
RVJ
good chances.
suits the Lee style.
Well, we got RVJ. I mean, I spoke with RVJ a few days ago, and I don't think he's put in as much training as he did for the Sanders match. And I think it's a big mistake. I think we've seen the best Lee Webber we've ever seen coming to this event. Like,
if he gets into the Lee sweet spot, he's in big fucking trouble.
yeah, I think so. I'm super excited. I mean, I genuinely believe, boys, that we're taking over an unbelievable team. Like,
yeah, definitely.
Of course we are.
Like, we could win this 11-0.
Yeah,
I'm not saying we will, but we could. Like,
Yeah.
I just feel like it's a true 50-50 card. I mean, I was a bit upset that Corey West pulled out because although what I believe is still an extremely tough match for you, Minder,
Oh yeah, it is.
and it's a 50-50 match.
I felt his arm.
Yeah, I would have loved to have seen you against Corey West because I think you're at that stage now, like a lot of our guys are. So you're at that stage now where are you at that elite level or are you just below it? And that's what I would have liked to have found out because like we've built you and we've built you, you've collected your titles along the way, and now you're at a point where your next match has to be a super elite match. So not just for us to find out, but for you to know where you are. And then if it's not quite your time, you step down a level or so and then build again. And I think we're at a big crossroads there. I think Bogdan's there right now. I think Bogdan's certainly at that area where after this match with Paul Cruz, who's an absolute animal, I think Bogdan needs like a real elite level match. I think he deserves it. I think he should get his chance at East versus West as well. Hopefully he does. And gets one of those guys who he really wants. I think James Wall's at that area now where he got humbled in his last match. But I don't think we saw the real James Wall in his last match. In fact, I'll tell you 100% we didn't. The Wall that we saw against Julia.
After that, I trained with James, and he wasn't himself. Plus, he to be honest, he did some mistakes. I love James. I have a lot of love for James. We did talk about it. He did some mistakes. That outcome could have been the best, but yeah, his shape wasn't where it usually is.
No, I think so. I mean, the James we saw against Craig Toulier, who was beating him, well, he obviously didn't beat him, but who was stronger than Craig Toulier, who just needed a few more technical areas, was the beast, let me tell you. The one that we saw in America, he was blown up, he was a bit out of shape. He didn't wrestle to his best of his abilities, which happens to us all. But I believe he's on that cusp now of that real elite level because it's been, 5 months since his last match, 4 months. He's knuckled down, he's nailed down. And I believe people.
You said about me and James. I did talk to James. I don't know if he changed his mind, but I'm not interested in pulling James for at least the next 2 years.
For what reason?
I just want to train with James. I just want us to level each other up. I don't want to pursue a match with him. And last I know, he doesn't want a match with me. So.
Yeah, but if so, let's say for instance, he comes calling and he deserves that shot at your world title, or vice versa.
If he comes and he wants it, I will always open the gate and give him the opportunity. Always.
Yeah. I mean, because I think that a lot of time, like I know he's doing a bit of training with Rustam. He went there a couple of weeks ago, and I think Rustam's asked him to go again. So that in itself shows you his level and where he's going to move and level up to. And I think we're at that point now. We've got them guys, haven't we? We're no longer like in the dark ages. We're actually bringing them up. We've got good numbers in this country now, and you've got not just one or two guys that are decent. You're actually getting a whole host of guys. We've seen people like Jason Hill, who's starting to show his true colours. Like he's starting to get used to being 75 kilo. In fact, he's starting to be an absolute monster at 75 on left arm. You know, we've got Tom Holland, who's always been a monster at that 86 kilo. We've got the likes of Murray Whitehead, who beat, Adam Catcher today, who's only 86 kilo as well coming up. You've got you've got Rubin Hughes, you've got Sergei Seryov, who went to East versus West qualifier. You got second on both arms. Sergei's a beast. We've got so many guys, obviously, you guys on here, but then we got James Stewart as well, and AJ and just people sneaking through the back door. You know, they've got Connor Sales who's getting better now. He had a bit of an injury after his big match, but now he seems to be coming through it. You know, you got Tom Mitchell, who people don't speak about, who's coming in with us, and he's like been 70 kilo EFA world champion. Who beats him left-handed at 70 kilo? Not many. You know, we've got so many guys now
Mantis.
that are.
Oh.
Is what?
Mantis.
Yeah, Mantis, who's come from nowhere, really, because don't forget, even though he's been arm wrestling quite a while, he's not really pushed it out. But then he's started getting more serious, and now the results are showing. I mean, Pork Chop, the beast. Pork Chop was on East versus West. He was doing okay with the Georgian Zurab until his bicep snapped. And then you see Mantis, who everyone thinks he's just got this giant big hand, but then suddenly he pulls through Pork Chop inside. It's like, who could have called that?
Yeah.
So, you know, we're not a nation anymore. And this is the thing. We're not a nation anymore of like one or two good guys. We're just breeding awesome arm wrestlers, and we're only going to get better. And I can't tell you how excited I am to see what happens for the guys going, you know, moving through them levels.
You were talking about the Lee, because we sidetracked a bit from it, the Lee and RVJ match. Lee, you said you're the underdog. The thing with that is, I don't know how much RVJ is training. I'm with Paul on this one. I don't think he's training as much as he should.
Right. Okay.
Well, that's his own fault, isn't it?
Yeah. Where I would put my money on you, this would be it against RVJ.
Yeah, I've said from day one, I think Lee's shocking the world. I said that a few weeks ago, and I'm saying it again. I think that Lee shocks the world. Just because I know how strong he is. I mean, when we was in World Europeans in 2018, Lee was the only guy then at that point in time who were like beating Georgians and Ukrainians in Uck. No one really knew who he was.
Skinny then.
Yeah, he was like these two little skinny arms with a six pack. And
weighing like, 83 kilos.
Yeah, this bald old man. And then, but then, like, he's just killing everybody. Like, the only guys who beat him was actually Romanian, a fast top roller. Weren't it? You lost to fast top rollers, which has been like a thing in your career. Very few people have ever beaten you when it comes down to arm.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, Lovering Wednesday AJ, he won the match, and then Lee went against Lovering. He just fucking killed him.
Yeah, he did.
Say that.
Well, this is the thing, isn't it?
Low pullings on power. Lee is at an elite level. Well, where he struggles is on that ready go. If he stops you, it's a hard.
Yeah, he'll do.
We as a nation, we need
RVJ is a good match for Lee because RVJ never goes quick.
Fast. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. RVJ is in big fucking trouble if he's gonna be lazy like that.
With you often, Minda, but I think you're right.
Yeah, we should think, you know, like every 3 weeks, we should get a team of like the elite lads from the UK, and every 3 weeks we should all meet up in Birmingham, mid country, and we should all just meet up and just have some controlled arm wrestling pulling, not killing each other, controlled arm wrestling, and speak about it, and spend a full day of like talking to each other. Okay, how does this feel? How does that feel? Oh, yeah, this feels good. Oh, what would you do with this person? Blah, 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 and speak ourselves through it. Instead of seeing each other as competitors, we should start seeing each other as training mates. Yeah, we can be competitive in our country, but let's be honest, like none of us really want to be the best in the country. We all want to be the best in the world. And we can only do that if we're actually getting that sharp training, you know. And I think if you got like Bogdan, Minder, Mantis, Weber, Beach, Wall, Rustam might even roll into town. Well, I'm sure he pretty would do if he knew that sort of level was coming. You know, that's just to name a few. There's obviously other guys in that list, Tom Holland, etc. Adrian O'Dwyer might even fly in once every 3 weeks. We don't know. Elliot Eccles. You know, if you imagine you're getting that 10 to 15 guys every 3 weeks together, all wanting to learn from each other and have controlled arm wrestling and have a plan in what you want to do. So for 1 week, Like, I think, oh, well, I want to try and defend the press. So I try and do most of my training with Bogdan and with you, Minder, or James Wall. And then another week I might want to work my top roll, and then I'm working it, defending a top or attacking a top. Now, you imagine the level we'll get if we're not going to training. See, if I went to Swindon, Minder, and wanted to come and train, like what will happen? I'd come to there, I'd have 4 or 5 pulls with you, I'd have a few pulls with Lee Webber, and then that's pretty much the percentages of our levels gone down. And then everyone in your club, because I come, and everyone would want to jump on me because they don't get to pull me regular. They'd all want to jump on me. And then before you know it, I'd just be a fucking battering rag for everyone. I'm sore for 2 weeks, and it's put me training back. That's where training goes wrong a lot in country. If Bogdan come to our club, the same thing would happen. He'd do a few with you, a few with Lee, but then once your percentages have dropped down, everyone equals on. They all jump on you, and you get sore. So
I think
what we need is a controlled training camp. That's what we need. And if we got a controlled training camp,
most mistake, everyone does in training, like me myself, I probably need to change a bit of my training, on the tables, because we're committing a bit too much, on the arm wrestling table, and you're trying to go like 100%, and then you're trying to heal yourself for another week, and then you go back on the table, and then ripping it again. It's like, I think in the trainings you need to go a bit, get a bit less pressure on your joints.
About 3 years ago, Minda stopped going 100% in practice pulls. I'll tell you what, in London, I go train with the guys at London Peacocks at least once a week. And there are a lot of novice people there, people that have been training for 1 or 2 years. If you ask them, they probably think they can take me in a super match. Because I lose to them. I don't care if I'm in a bad position. I'm not going to pull to what? To do what? To win with somebody that's been in the sport for 2 years because I don't want to lose to them? No, I'll let them win.
But this is because I'm saying, because now I didn't have a proper training since the competition we had now.
Yeah.
Because I was so busy, on the weekends during the work, is like on call, all that shit. And now I feel great because I healed. I've got no injuries. I've got no pain, and I feel great right now. It's like, if Nick Stone gonna beat me, he's gonna beat me in my prime.
Every single time after I do a table training, the next day I can do table again, and the third day I can do table again. But that's only when I lost a lot and I did not pull from stupid position just because I wanted to win in practice. That was about 3 years ago when I stopped caring.
But this is the thing, because we're getting into getting into the age like 44 next month, and
you can't rip yourself.
I'm not healing like 20 years ago. You can do anything next day or day after. You can go and rip your muscles again. Now it's like after every Sunday training for 3 days. I can't lift, anything, at work, anything. My joints. It's not the muscle pain, but it's like ligaments, the joint, the tendons.
I think we need to take it easier, Linda.
You pull too hard.
I think we need to take it easier at training.
Yeah. It's just, go static. Like I love training with Lee, because we static pull. With Lee,
it's like easy to train with Lee. You just hang in there and pull. Remember, Lee? We used to train like.
Yeah. I know, back in Slough.
Yeah, we didn't care about winning. We cared about training.
Yeah, exactly that.
You do get a lot of people who hate losing in training. Training.
But this is the thing, training is training is, you have to do easy, go on the trainings, but probably you can rip your muscles in the gym, that's okay. But when you get on the table, to put that pressure on the joints and the tendons.
The muscle is fine in 2 or 3 days, Minda, but if you stretch at the table, when you do table time, you stretch your tendons and ligaments, and those take up to 2 weeks at our age, 2 to 3 fucking weeks to recover.
That's why I'm always in pain. Always in pain. My elbow's in pain, everything is in pain. And now, like I said, it's like I didn't do proper training now since the last competition I went, and my arm healed up now. It's like I feel great. And I'm thinking, I
stop pulling in stupid position. I'm always rested. Even the second day after table time, I'm always rested because I stop pulling in stupid position. If I'm in a stupid position, I'll lose every single time.
It's not about training is training. It's not about who's winning in the training.
No.
Yeah, I agree. So Lee, before we wrap things up in a minute or two, how strong are you?
I feel very strong.
Oh, Lee's committed. Lee's committed to it.
Yeah, I've been training since you spoke to me, told me about the match with RBJ. Yeah, I've been up in the training. So it's going well. Feeling really good.
Yeah, and I was shocking the world, Lee.
Oh, definitely.
I can't wait to see you all on that plane on Wednesday. I mean, obviously, I fly out tomorrow morning, so I'm off in a few minutes. But when you all you guys are going out together on Wednesday, I cannot wait because we've even got an old school American yellow school bus that take us to the venue. Like,
brilliant.
The people in the plane are going to be shocked.
What you've got to do, though, you've got to promise me that you keep Craig Sanders under wraps and don't let him drink beer before his match.
We'll try.
Absolutely not.
Right.
Where's all the fun?
Right. Now, listen. I want to do complete honesty. It's a name. You have to pick the name when I read them out. Right. No, I don't want I don't want like a long-winded answer. So if I just say who wins between Nathan McKellen and Mantis, we just go Mantis, McKellen, whatever, yeah, in a row. Now, let's see where we get. Let's be completely honest with it. So, Josh, we'll start with you. We'll go to Bogdan, then Lee, then Minder. So, the first match I'm going to bring up is Nathan McClellan and Mantis Danuskis. Go on.
Mantis 3-1.
Go on, Bogdan.
I would say Mantis. He's been looking really good lately.
Lee, come on, straight round, boys.
Yeah, Mantis.
Yeah, I think as well Mantis because I don't really know the guy. Yeah.
Okay. Match number 2. Kevin Keller, Noah Burton.
Noah 3-1. 100%.
I hope Noah.
I think our press is too good.
Yeah.
Apparently, this Kevin Keller, left-handed, smacks Paul Lynn like a girl.
That's left-handed, don't it?
Yeah, and
it doesn't matter.
He's very similar level to Jason Merlo, apparently.
Well, people just think talking to try to scare us or something.
So go on, who are you picking? All Noah, yeah, and Bogdan hopes Noah. Right, here's one for you then, a good one. Paul Passmore and James Wall.
James Wall.
Shut up, you.
I got to go with James Wall. You could mate of mine. But I think it'll be 3-2 Screamer.
Yeah, I know both. And Paul will struggle with James's explosivity. So I'm going with James on this one.
I'll say the same. James. So explosive.
Yeah, James is on the peak now.
Ooh. Kevin Palco, Connor Sale.
I pulled Kevin, to be honest. What I felt from both of them, I think Kevin. Sorry, Connor, mate.
I met Palco in I think he was in France, didn't he?
Was he?
In the Worlds.
I think Kevin, but I'm hoping Connor.
No, I saw Kevin, pulling on a ferry with Sanders, fucking all non-stop, and I think Kevin.
I don't know. Yeah, probably Connor.
Oh, well, at least someone's got the league. Well done. Then we've got Josh Davis and Bob Brown. But before we do, let's just look at the poll quick, because the poll says Josh Davis is 60% he's going to win. And
yes, Josh.
There we go. So what are we saying, boys? Truth. Let's go truth bomb here. Go on, Bogdan.
All right. I'll just say I hope Josh, because I hope he's got the endurance. Let's go with Josh. But yeah, it's going to be a close one.
Because Bob don't know the Josh, I would go with Ginger Tank.
Yeah, Josh. He's been training hard. Josh.
Oh, thank you, boys.
I think Bob Brown wins. No, I do. I think Bob Brown wins 3-2 because I think that Josh gasses out.
If he's gonna suss it out how to pull Josh, then Josh, you're in fucking trouble because there is some weak spots you've got and not many fucking
Which
people.
I've been working on, so hopefully they're tidied up a bit, you know.
I just think that Bob Brown's going to do you, and I just think a 60-year-old man's going to bat you. If a fucking old age pensioner beats you, you're staying in America. Right. No,
Fuck it, I like
this one is what's caused me. I'm real struggling on this one. There's a couple I'm struggling on big time, and this is one. And this is Bogdan. This is Paul Cruz and Bogdan Stoiker. Now, I'm just going to give my 2 pennies worth and say I am 100% going to sit on the fence, and I'll tell you why quickly. Because, as I said this last few days, Bogdan is extremely good at all 3 main movements, but he doesn't excel at the highest pinnacle level of at one.
Ace move.
Yeah, one ace move. He's good at everything, but I don't think he's amazing at one. And I'm not sure if he has to be amazing at one to beat him, because this guy's a big fucking ogre. He's like giant hands and long arm. I'm hoping that Bogdan puts the press on him, he turns him perm up, and he pins him 4 times.
Yeah, that's what's going to happen.
I believe that can happen. And I hope it happens. But I just don't know, because honestly, I'm really stuck with it. But if someone was going to push a nail through my testicle, I'm going Bogdan. I think Bogdan
stop it. It's going to be 4-0.
Yeah, but Bogdan's got to pull better than Jason Merlo match.
Yeah, exactly. I just wanted to say as well, I don't know what the fuck you've been eating before the Merlo's match, but you literally, if you thought you know how you need to arm wrestle him, you could have won fucking 4-0, 3-0, or whatever.
Yeah.
I wasn't eating. I was cutting down.
So much.
I was 99 a few weeks before, and I was cutting down, and I wasn't eating nothing just to be able to stay at 95. I didn't want to do like Bowen did.
It shouldn't be even stopping you.
And I'll tell you something which, no, I didn't, because I don't like excuses. I don't like anything. Jason pulled amazing, and he's pulled 5 times in that promotion, and he knows the rules. He knows everything. When they put you in a ref grip and they say, don't move, I'm used to, if I move, I get a foul. No, if you move, you get a warning, and then another warning, and then another warning. So I was sitting there and not moving because I was afraid of fouls, while Jason knew the rules, and he was a lot more fluent around the rules than me.
But keep doing the same move over and over again. You need
because he's loading a lot, and he's loading a lot, and I don't feel comfortable doing anything. And then the third round, I'll give you my honest truth. The third round, I started moving in that ref grip as a motherfucker, and I was getting warnings, same as him. That's the only thing that changed.
Yeah.
I would have done that round 1. I don't know how that match would have looked, but I was afraid, because coming from WAF, you move, you lose. You don't get warning after warning after warning.
Yeah, I agree. I believe he should have won that match easily. I'll be honest. I mean, I'm a Merlo fan, but for me,
Jason
he was the better man.
Don't underestimate Jason. He's very good at what he does, and if the rules suit him, he will beat a lot of people.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, but this is not about him. I'm going Bogdan wins the match. What are you saying, Josh?
Yeah, Bogdan, I think, got too much fundamentals.
And what about you, Lee?
Yeah, Bogdan.
Yeah, I think we're all Bogdan fans here.
At least at least I got the confidence of my crew.
Muscleback, Jake, super chat money. Oh, thank you, Muscleback.
But Bogdan's gonna win, you know.
You can kiss my sister's tits for that tenner.
Absolutely not.
Right. So we're gonna move down to the next one, and it's a lot of people think Craig's gonna get beaten up here. Corey Miller, Craig Sanders.
Oh man,
I would say if we had a normal pads, Craig would lose. And now we've got big fucking pads. He can move his elbow right back. I think he can fucking pull it. Can win.
Do
So
we
what
have
you
those
saying,
pads
Minda?
which are longer in the front as well as in the back?
Yeah,
Yeah.
1 inch in the front, 1 inch in the back. Yeah.
Yeah, but I
Really?
mean, Craig is always having problem because he's elbow foul all the fucking time at the back, and now he's got movement toward the like back of the pad. He can jump
And
his
he's
body.
still going to foul.
He's be on the pad. He's still going to be on the pad. I think he can pull it.
Craig was still elbow fouling when he versed me.
Yeah,
He still elbow fouling with me on them pads.
yeah, I know.
So who's going to win then? Who's going to win? Because I'm going for Corey Miller.
Yeah,
I pulled Corey. I pulled Corey a few months back. I would say Corey.
Yeah.
So,
I
sorry,
think Craig's endurance have gone over the years.
sorry, Mr. Sanders, but I think you're going to lose as well.
Yeah, I love Craig, but I think Corey has it.
Oh, fucking hell. Look at it. Is it too late for me to cancel the match and put somebody else in? Sorry, Craig.
Maybe Craig will prove us all wrong. Let's hope that.
Yeah, he will.
Yeah,
he will.
hopefully.
Right then. We spoke about it. Let's give the result on it. Jason Merlo, David Bradford.
I'm going to make my mind Bogdan going to say because he pulled both. He knows what he likes.
I would say I love Dave, but I would give it 55 to Jason. I don't know what shape Dave's in, and really in a good shape. And if the rules suit him, he's very, very dangerous.
And who's going to win?
I would say Jason, but by a small margin, like 3 maybe.
Well, I'll poke in and I'm saying I think Bradford's going to win for the very reason that you stated with Merlo in the knuckles up rules. Bradford knows the Arm Gods rules more.
Very possible. Very possible. Yeah.
Dave needs to come out and compete more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think with Dave though,
Very
Mindo,
close. Very close.
I think Dave's in mega form. I just think it's a matter of who is more patient. So, for instance, if David does his normal back and sideways and breaks his own hand and wrist open, it's good night Vienna. But if he's patient, like he did against John Terry, and sit back just for that extra split second and just take that little bit of pressure, it could be good night. But this is touch and go. This is touch and go. But Bradford knows the Arm God rules. He knows how to close his thumb. He knows to go on the hand. Bradford's not going to go like that and be free. He's going to be fucking this. And,
if he fucks around a lot in the grip, then yeah.
Yeah, it's a tough one, but I'm going for Dave because I don't like betting against
needs a ref script to win. If he doesn't go with a ref script, I think he could be in big trouble.
Yeah. And what about you? What about you, Big Leroy?
Oh, it's a close one. I'm more leaning towards Jason. Don't know.
No, that's fair play. Because we've just got to you now, Lee. And we're talking RVJ and Lee Webber. Well, everyone knows what I'm thinking. Lee Webber for the win.
Same here.
Right, okay. So, Lee, don't let us down.
I'll try not to.
Right, here's one for you. Jody Williams, James Beach, left-handed.
Yeah, Beach all day long.
Right hand, yeah?
Yeah, left hand.
Left?
Form against Tom, definitely James Beach.
Yeah, Beachy.
I would say James Beach.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, guys. I just missed a super chat. I've got to read it because it's our number one fan, the General. What a set of fucking legends we have here today. Finally, Paul has all the winners on the show, for fuck's sake. Shalan. Can't wait to see you come in America. Oh. Thank you, Mr. Wolf. You're fucking 1775. It should have been actually 1776. And the final match to speak about is this one. And it's Corey West versus Minder, but we haven't got I haven't got an updated poster. It's on the other computer. So we've got Nick Stone and Minder.
Oh, big Minder for the win.
Yeah.
I would pick Minda.
Wait,
Definitely
sorry,
Minder.
Minder. No, you're gonna get armored, right? You're gonna get armored.
Are you smoking a fucking joint, Josh?
Nah, it's fine, mate.
That's
Nah, man, what are you on about?
I'll smell it from
What are you
there.
on about?
For fuck's sake. Like, I'm going to be right with my prediction, Anna, that Bob's going to beat you with stamina. Because you do know you're smoking, you're going to be killing your oxygen. Oh, for fuck's sake. Put it fucking out.
It is out.
Can I change my mind? Ginger tank.
Yeah, change it. I have. Oh, my God. You're going to get fucking beat up off a pensioner.
You only said I lose anyway, so fuck you.
Yeah, but Josh, listen, like, I know like we got this bit of an Arm Gods team going on, but I'll be honest with you. Straight up honest. I'm going to be devastated if we lose this. Devastated.
Same, man.
Like, so if I see people fucking drinking before the matches, if I see people smoking, there's fucking there's bans, lad. There's bans and stipulations. I need ultimate professionals.
Yeah.
I need ultimate professionals in this scenario because I don't want to lose. Like,
is it in the small print?
No, it is. I've invested too much money, and Marcus has as well. We've invested our life savings in this fucking event. I need to come back with that cup. Like, genuinely. Like, I'm a patriot. I love England. I'm not really bothered about Wales and Scotland, but I love England. And I've got to have that fucking independence trophy back in England. You don't realise how much this means to me. So if I see you smoking a joint again, killing your cardiovascular system, you're in serious fucking trouble. Am I right, Lee, or not? Come on, Lee, you're a professional.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lee.
Nor you.
And I know Bogdan agrees with me. Bogdan, you're not seeing Bogdan.
It's medicinal, mate, for the night, like, you know.
It's not medicinal. Listen, you've got 3 ultimate professionals at the highest level, right? And not one of them are like abusing the body before some huge matches. But then you are sat there probably drinking beer, taking mushrooms and smoking blunts.
Josh performs better when he's being abused.
To help you. Which help you, you know.
Make
Be good for you.
Make sure you got a spare fucking few pair of pants.
Well, I'll tell you this, Josh. If you let the fucking team down, you're fucking in serious trouble. I'll tell you now. So if I catch you with that in your mouth again, that's it. It's game over.
All right, I'm sorry, man. Sorry.
All right. The James Wall doesn't do that, does he?
No.
He's the ultimate professional.
The ultimate professional.
Do you want to aspire to be? Do you want to aspire to beat Bogdan, James Wall, Minder, or Lee Webber? Do you aspire to beat them guys?
Of course I do.
Right. Okay then.
One after the other.
Are you doing everything humanly possible to do it?
Yeah, I'd say so.
No, you're fucking not. You're smoking and taking drugs.
What you want about?
Listen, and I've not even told you, but there's a fucking piss test for you as well. Bob's made him do a piss test, so you failed that. I'm going to do that now. I'm going to do one random drug test, Josh. It's going to be you, and I'm going to put you on a 4-year ban.
Imagine that.
I'll tell you what, though, on a serious note,
I'd love to do fact on that.
It's a good job we're not doing a drug testing because I'd have no team, would I?
No, like, fuck with you.
I'd have no team. Like, I've literally invested in a full team of chemical warriors. Like even Minder's got the javelin in fucking shoulder.
Do you mean to take
look at this.
Fucking hell. There's a fucking team of fucking professionals everywhere, and all I get is a team of fucking pissheads and fucking.
No. Having a bit of a
Where's his row?
So, one more question. One more question before we go. Who's going to be the match of the night? Josh, we'll start with you.
Probably my match.
Fair enough. Bogdan?
Josh's match.
Lee?
I'll say Bogdan.
Very well could be.
Oh,
Minder?
Fucking hell, let me think. That's a good one.
Put one in.
For fuck's sake. I've got catch a plane, Minder.
Oh, fucking hell. Mine.
Well,
Lee's match.
Well, I will tell you this. Marcus and myself have thrown up $1,000 for the match of the night.
I'll make it match tonight.
If you're in for the match of the night,
if I can throw them around easy, I'm fucking holding on to them like half a fucking ages.
But I'll tell you what, I'm actually having a match against Thingy. I'm coming in for a match as well. So I'll be like holding people like this all night when they get the 1,000 back. So, Paul, for fuck's sake, I'm God's Army will be drinking, smoking enough before the matches for all these guys. Heck, Spermies and I even corrupted Bogdan on the whiskey 2 nights before his match with BLM.
They were trying to fucking get drunk, so I would lose the match. Slept on their couch.
They're fucking bastards there. Right, okay, guys. Well, listen, we're going to call this quits. I will see you on the flight. So if you can just make sure that my sister and whoever else takes photos gets a couple of interviews on plane, just a couple of minutes telling how you feel so we can just get it out there. Be much appreciated. But I am very proud of every single one of you. I know how much you've put into this. I really do know that it means the world to you and you're going out there living your dream. I'm super proud, super happy. And I know no matter what happens, you're going to go out on your shields, win or lose. And that's all that matters because we're going to fucking show these Yankee Doodle dandy bastards what we're all about. And then we're going to move on from there. So fucking awoo. Good night. God bless.
Good night,
And we'll
boys.
see you all soon.
Good night.
Thanks for having me on the show. I'll see you soon.